this week, we sat down with the fire marshal to talk about the importance of smoke alarms and what's changed. Well, we have Fire Marshal Andy King joining us from Franklin, Tennessee, who's also the Vice Chair for FLSS. Thank you for joining us, and pleasure to meet you.
Great, glad to be here.
Okay, so let's start with what's FLSS?
Well, the Fire and Life Safety Section represents about 1,400 members that are also members of the International Association of Fire Chiefs. And our primary goal or makeup is fire chiefs that are extremely interested and value fire prevention, and also fire marshals, obviously by the nature of their work.
I understand there's a position paper that's coming out during this conference, in specific talking about smoke alarms. Can you tell us what FLSS found?
Yes, the Fire and Life Safety Section recognized that fire chiefs needed a consistent message for all fire chiefs because there's a lot of conflicting information there. And so the main goal of that position paper was for us to say, as a fire chief in any given community, we should be doing certain things. And we're advocating for, of course, smoke alarms in every home. And then because there's so many older homes, we have to oftentimes say, is it okay just to have one? And if we have one, where's that located? And if not, should we be trying to get a smoke alarm in every single bedroom as required by code for new homes? There's also a couple different kinds of technology out there, and our real focus is to let fire chiefs understand that even though there's different types of technologies, all of those work well if they're maintained and installed in the right location. And so that's really the focus of that whole position paper.
So it's kind of like getting everyone on the same page, if you will, because most people know to change the batteries during spring forward or fall backwards when you change the clock. But other than that, a lot of people don't think about it all the time.
Right. There's more to it, but we also don't want to overcomplicate the matter. And so the important thing is to have a working smoke alarm in every home. We want to encourage fire chiefs to develop programs in their community that help install smoke alarms, whether that's an engine company going out and actually putting them in someone's home or making them available in their community. There's many ways that fire chiefs can be successful. We are the advocates for fire prevention in all of our respective communities.
There are other projects that you guys, the section also works on, which is one of them is code development. What is that?
Yes, code development, the Fire and Life Safety Section, because there are many fire marshals involved, and code development is an ongoing process. And there's two main code development bodies in the country, and I guess internationally. It's the International Code Council and also the National Fire Protection Association. And so with IAFC's good name and ability to get our representatives on many of those important committees, some of those are NFPA 13 for fire sprinkler systems, NFPA 72 for the fire alarm installation standard, many others as well. We have people in key positions there to help make sure that our membership's represented well.
Oftentimes firefighters will get false fire alarms. That's nothing unusual per se, but it's becoming more of a frequent problem. Can you talk about the ripple effect and what we can do to help prevent that too?
Yes, the International Association of Fire Chiefs recognizes operationally that when we have false alarms, whether it's in a home that has a monitored fire alarm system or a commercial building, much like the one we're in today, that is I guess a tax on our operations and how we get units there and respond. And so the Fire and Life Safety Section position is that we have to work within not only operational issues, but code development and make sure those mesh. And so there's a push right now to really work within those two different code bodies, the ICC and NFPA, to help make some changes that have been there for a long time that will help lower the numbers of those calls and put our people where they need to be, which is on an actual emergency versus something that may not warrant it.
You're talking about making some changes. Can you give us some examples? What might be the littlest change that can make a huge difference in the long run?
Well, and that's the difficult part about it, and why some of these things take a long time, is because you have two different code bodies, but we're represented well on both of those. But to even change one thing, you know, it definitely is a group effort. We have our opinion of how that needs to be, and there's lots of other interested parties that influence any type of code development. Specifically, alarm verification is one of those, and the question is it okay to let a commercial business verify the alarm is real or not before we get dispatched? And so there's varying opinions there, and of course the fire chiefs are interested in probably being a little more liberal with that and saying, you know what, we're in sprinkler buildings, we're in non-combustible buildings, certain types of occupancies allow for that, and that's the direction we're going. So it's all very, very good work.
Yeah, but I think the bottom line, it sounds like at least you're getting the conversation going. It's a collaborative effort to get everyone's feedback and opinion on finding the best way for prevention to solve problems, but at least you're getting people talking.
Yes, definitely so. And there's real changes coming out of that. I mean, every 3 years a new code is developed, and so there's incremental changes continuously. It takes a lot of work, but the Fire and Life Safety section is well involved in that, and we encourage anybody else who's interested and good at that type of work to definitely get involved in our section.
Sounds good. Fire Marshal Andy King, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.